You're like wife of the century, letting him have a chess career. Sorry, I shouldn't do that.
You know, sometimes as parents, we don't always get it right. We don't always say the right things in the moments our kids look to us for support. Sometimes words fly out of our mouths before our brain can catch up and we go, oops, that's not what I wanted to say in this moment. Maybe it's what I thought, but it's not what I wanted to say. Poor Christine seems to have been the victim of a very human parenting moment that I would venture to guess most of us have experienced. That moment that we speak before we think. And like I said, that doesn't make us bad parents. It just makes us human. Fortunately, for the vast majority of us, our lives are not television fodder, so we can make up for these missteps privately. And we don't have other people gasping in horror. For Christine, in today's video, she's serving as an example of what not to do when your kids are on the precipice of a big life change. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. In a teaser for this Sunday's episode of Sister Wives, we get a glimpse into the moving process for Mykelti and Tony. Christine's second oldest and her husband have made the decision to move from Utah to North Carolina. And from what I gather from this clip, apparently North Carolina has a pretty big chess scene.
And Miss Mykelti's moving tomorrow. We're driving her and her kids cross country tomorrow. It's really hard. I thought you said you wanted to open.
You're doing an amazing job.
You know, you and I have never thought the same. If we thought the same, you would be though.
Also, Tony needs to pursue his chess career.
You're like wife of the century, letting him have a chess career. Sorry, I shouldn't do that.
He makes money.
For me, it's the chess capital of the US. I'm someone who works in chess, makes content and teaches and coaches. For me, moving out there is like so exciting because that's like the hub.
You learn something new every day. I had no idea North Carolina was like the Hogwarts for chess, but then again, I'm merely a muggle. I can barely play checkers, so why would I know that? Have you guys ever said something and then you've had like instant regret? Oh man, after I gasped in horror when Christine threw up those quotation marks, I actually felt really bad for her because it was obviously an instant moment of regret. I think Christine realized after saying that on camera that she's gonna get rightfully chastised by viewers. Look, I don't think parents ought to just be like blindly supportive of whatever whims their kids are into at the moment, but I do think that there's a lot more tactful ways in conveying concern or disappointment if they're making a decision that you're not 100% on board with. And of course, I think parents should absolutely speak up if their kids are making decisions that the parents feel might be detrimental to them. In this moment, Christine is clearly emotional and she's hurt at the thought of not only her daughter moving far away, but also her only biological grandchildren. Yes, Christine still has grandchildren around via David's kids, but she has been an ever-present Oma in Avalon, Archer, and Ace's lives since the moment they were born. And the thought of them living across the country is heartbreaking. I totally get that. But what wasn't cool was shitting all over their reason for leaving. I've been following Mykelti and Tony for a while over on their Patreon, and we know that Tony's like this grand teton in the chess world. I have no idea what it's actually called, but he's like a really big deal, okay? He's good. I've always thought that they should find ways to utilize the show to gain Tony a chess following. But surprisingly, they've never really done that. Chess has always just been kind of this fleeting topic that gets brought up every once in a while. But in my opinion, if you are talented and passionate about something and social media can maybe help you make a living at that, why not go for it? The reason why I gasped when Christine was less than enthused at the reason for their moving is because, ma'am, lest you forget, viewers have literally watched you let Cody uproot this family time and time again for objectively way dumber reasons. I mean, at least Mykelti and Tony are presumably being honest about the reason for their move. They aren't scaring the shit out of their kids by making making them believe that they're on the verge of being arrested, and they aren't lying to their family that they have to move because they need to evade the impending arrival of the big bad Oakland Raiders. Christine has literally up and left her kids to follow Cody's dumb whims. Hadn't Aspen just relocated to Las Vegas for the express reason of being near the family when they up and moved to Flagstaff? All I'm saying is Christine hasn't exactly been an example of putting her kids first historically, so we just gotta call it like we see it. I feel bad that Mykelti feels like she has to defend their decision to move, and she's all like, well, Tony does make money at chess. Unless they were looking for Christine to fund their living expenses, it's like all you can do when your adult child makes a life choice is smile and nod. Christine has every right to be sad and to feel sorry for herself that she's not going to have Mykelti so close by, but she shouldn't belittle Tony's aspirations because she's hurting. I think there's been a lot of hurting people going on in this family for years. So honestly, I think this was probably just a knee-jerk reaction from Christine that she clearly instantly regretted. But don't worry, Christine wasn't the biggest fool in this teaser. There was another part of this teaser that made me gasp even more than Christine's reaction. And it was Cody's contribution to the commentary, in which part of it, he's telling us, the viewers, that many people have told him that he's made polygamy look easy.
I think we gave off the image that plural marriage was easy. I actually had a relative get after me once for making plural marriage look easy. And I went, no, we didn't.
Have you told Dad?
Yeah, Dad knows I'm moving.
Okay.
Told him he should come up and see us before we leave, and it didn't happen. So I'm
Sorry.
It is what it is.
Well, Tony and Mykelti's schedule kept advancing, so we were trying to see them in St. George. They had plans that they couldn't change, and we had plans that we couldn't change.
The whole thing's just been sad. The relationship with them is just not what Mykelti hoped it would be.
I will give this to Cody. He does make turning your heart ice cold towards your kids look easy. I could never, but this dude routinely disregards the pleas from his children for a relationship with him. So if that's what he's talking about by making polygamy look easy, I suppose I could cover one eye and squint out of the other one and maybe see what Cody's talking about here. Of course, Cody didn't go see Mykelti and Tony before they left. Mykelti, the one kid who has made it so easy for Cody to be in her life, he couldn't make a several-hour road trip to see her before the only way to see her would be a several-hour plane ride or a multi-day road trip. Apparently, according to Cody, they just couldn't get their schedules to sync up before they left. Okay. I don't know when Cody shot these couch interviews, but I gotta point out that Mykelti just said that she hasn't seen her dad and Robin since Garrison's funeral. Or at least she said that that was the last time her kids saw them. But at any rate, that was a year and a half ago. At this point, Peyton, Mykelti, Madison, and all of their kids live in North Carolina. How is Cody not making multiple trips a year to see all of his grandkids? If my memory is correct, I do think several months ago, Cody was spotted at some store in North Carolina, maybe like a Target or a Costco, but who knows why? But who knows why that was when all the kids are reporting that they haven't seen him since 2024. I guess we will see how that plays out on the show. Maybe that was part of his apology tour where we see him visit each of the OG3 and apologize. See, if you gotta air quote something, Christine, air quote apology when talking about what Cody's storyline is this season. That is an appropriate use of an air quote. Anyways, did you guys cringe as much as I did during Christine's reaction to Mykelti's move? I was full on this emoji. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. As always, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my second channel, Sarah Spills, and my podcast, Mostly Harmless. Links for both of those will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, X, and TikTok at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.